take history so we can learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. But lately, it seems like politicians have been ignoring those lessons. Whether they be Republican, Democrat, or Independent, it's time for a candidate who remembers our history and who respects the Constitution, the reason we continue to be American. When election time comes in November, I want to know that I'm choosing between the best two possible candidates, not just the two with the most media hype. That's why, even as a registered Democrat, I'd like to see Ron Paul win the GOP nomination. Americans like me are disillusioned by the current system. We've hired a lot of well-paid people to create policies that make our country better, but instead, they focus on popular talking points and fundraising. We just want somebody who will do the job we've hired them to do. You can tell by Ron Paul's voting record and funding practices that his policies do not sway with the reactionary political trends of the times. Maybe it's because he actually believes what he's saying. The other candidates are contradicting themselves when they call for a smaller government but don't seem to mind a big government military. They say they don't want the federal government to interfere at the state level, yet they send our troops and a whole lot of our money overseas to interfere in the affairs of other countries. We've seen this mistake before, and Ron Paul remembers the lesson. He understands that our first priority is protecting liberties here at home, and policing the world isn't helping that. Bringing our troops home would save billions annually, but it's only one step toward a better economy. As a former doctor, Ron Paul knows we can't simply treat the symptoms of a diseased American economy with temporary tax breaks and corporate bailouts. We have to work toward a cure. His plan would end entitlements, government borrowing, and the artificial stimulus practices that got us into this mess in the first place. A mess he predicted, by the way. But we can bring back the America we learned about in our history classes. We still have free speech and access to information, and we can use these to break the cycle and let the Constitution speak again. And we can make Ron Paul the voice, our voice.